"We Didn't Start the Fire" is a 1989 song by Billy Joel that sprang out of an argument over who had a harder childhood, 40-year-old Joel or his 21-year-old friend. They both made the same mistake that almost everyone makes. They thought history started when they were born. Joel turned the argument into a list of headlines about the challenges he faced growing up. Besides being a simplistic expression of his and our own narcissism, it wasn't a very good song and spawned many funny parodies. Joel and his friend were foolish to think that their lives were harder than others, or that events during their lifetimes were like a fire burning down their world. We would do well to avoid that trap as well, especially as we watch many of our cities burn during this long, hot summer. The fact is, Billy Joel didn't start any fire, but Gideon did. 1,300 years before Christ, Gideon started a fire that burned down his world. Today's Morning Minutes in the Bible on Sensual Service Saturday is a look at the fire started by the reluctant warrior Gideon that would fit right in with today's headlines as he attacked his hometown's traditions and institutions. Yesterday, we noted his vocal distrust of Jehovah, but that God was patient and led him to trust him and to have faith in Yahweh. Interestingly enough, fire was involved in that process in two ways. First was when Gideon prepared a sacrifice for God and, at the angel's command, set it on a rock. The angel touched it with his staff, and it was consumed by fire, Judges 6, verses 19 through 21. Then the angel disappeared before his eyes, and Gideon finally believed, Judges 6, verses 22 through 24. Then God called on Gideon to trust him even more by cutting down the Asherah. It was a wooden idol sitting in the middle of their village, tearing down its altar, and using the wood for another sacrifice to God. For Gideon, this added to the pressure of hiding from the Midianites because he was starting a fire that could have burned down his own house, since the idol was not only the village's, it was also his own father's, Judges 6, verses 25 through 27. But his father stood by him against the village and renounced the idol, Judges 6, verses 30 and 31. God does not ask or instruct us to literally burn down idols. Mobs and ungodly people do that, as we see on the nightly news. But for those who claim to worship God, He does ask us to examine our hearts and burn out any idols we've set up there. Since this is Sensual Service Saturday, the main idol I want us all to consider is the one of worshiping God in a way that pleases us instead of Him. That's what the people of Gideon's village had done with their Asherah, and he had to burn it down for them. Unfortunately, it's what many of us do as well. But I can't burn it down for you. So, are you willing to start the fire by burning down your worship idols? Just some Morning Minutes in the Bible thoughts on Sensual Service Saturday. Until tomorrow, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.